Three, two, one. You are tuning into Something Special with Tracy, where we talk about songwriting, music, and the industry. Now, let's talk, chill, and relate. Hey loves, thank you for tuning into another episode of Something Special with Tracy. I hope that you guys had a great Thanksgiving break, and I know that it's definitely a different time period with the whole COVID pandemic, but I hope that you guys took safety precautions in your travels. Or even if you guys had to see your family through Zoom, I know that that is difficult, but you know what? We're gonna have to try and do what we can to stay safe and keep our family and friends safe as well. Well, today's episode, we are going to be talking about the title of attorneys. What is their role? What are their role in the industry? And the information that I'll be discussing with you today is come from Donald S. Passman's book, which is All You Need to Know About the Music Business, and it is the 10th edition. Okay, so what are their role in this industry? And what areas are they involved in? Well, all areas in the industry. The time that they spend with each client is less than they would spend with a person manager or even a business manager, which shows you that they can actually handle a lot of clients. Okay, let's keep in mind that because they see far more deals than the clients, they just get to know everything, which means that they know what's going on around town. And that is such a crucial thing because that means that they have a huge influence on the decisions of what company gets what deals. So for many companies, they must do their best to try to keep the attorney happy. Now, this is crazy because it's like having a person or people wrapped around your finger, right? And they could even influence the personal manager, like which personal manager or which business manager will a client get. So that means that even the manager's got to keep the lawyer happy. Like, this is crazy, right? Anywho, now aside from the power that the attorney carries in the industry, they also have their own style of handling things. You may come across a lawyer that likes to, quote unquote, hang out, like be a part of the band. Then you also have those who are strictly business. You also may have those who like to be what you call like brokers / agents kind of people, which means that they are good at negotiating, but that can also mean that they are not so great at being an attorney. It really depends. You could even have a combination of that. And of course, you have those who lose sight of the picture. But like I said, there's a variation of having a good lawyer or even a person like to hang out. It all depends. But it is suggested to get a lawyer that you first make sure is competent and they're good and they can actually protect you or defend you or even look out for you. And of course, then after that, you can go ahead and get someone, I guess, after you figure that part of making sure they're good and all, someone who is, in a sense, matching your style. What do I mean by that? So if you're like a flashy person, then you're more likely to be a person to hire someone else who's a lawyer who's also flashy. If you're a person who's honest and straightforward, then you're more likely to have someone who's honest and straightforward. But of course, to make sure all of this is good to go, have your references. Always do your research on these lawyers, and that will help you give clarification whether or not they're a good lawyer or not a good lawyer for you. Now, something that I found to be really interesting was that lawyers with clout can get through people that other lawyers can't. I know that it seems like the most obvious thing, but I just think that, everyone should have a fair shot. But then again, y'all, we got to fight to make it in this industry. We got to fight to make our positions, right? And I'm not mean physical fight, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be really determined to make it. And one of the things that are important when looking for an attorney, guys, is their relationship in the industry. This will go especially handy when it comes down to calling a record label or even getting deals done fairly quickly. Now, keep in mind, you guys, you still have to be doing your part as an artist, and which means working on your craft, making sure you're giving the best you can possibly give. And of course, along with the lawyer comes a record deal, but they also look at your talent, you guys. It's also important to do your part. And the lawyer can only take you so far, you know what I'm saying? So I would actually keep in mind that, and also to look at the lawyer's experience and the knowledge, because at the end of the day, you want a lawyer who knows what they're doing, who can give you the maximum negotiation in any deal that you have to come across. Now, another thing that I would like to brush over is what can happen when you're involved with being with a lawyer who's loose lips. Now, what does that mean? Well, like in real life, if you know someone who knows the tea, telling you what's going on in the neighborhood, or that person who seems to know all the details in a celebrity's life, and then they go ahead and say like, this person's going through this and this, that, next to you, but then you go ahead and say something to them and hoping that, oh, hey, don't tell nobody this, and they go ahead and do that. Well, when it comes down to a lawyer like this, they go ahead and tell you, oh, what's going on with this client and that client. That is automatically going against the attorney's canon of ethics. And sure enough, if they can tell you what's going on in that person's deal, they can far enough tell someone else what's going on in your deal. So with attorneys like that, I would say go ahead and tell them what you want them to tell around. And that's exactly what Passman has said. So these are knowledge that I'm gaining as well. And I know that I'm brushing through these points really quickly, but I just really want to make sure you guys get the grasp and, do it in a sweet, precious time that is enough for you guys to get it. All right, y'all. So I really do want to continue with this topic, but I also want you guys to learn what I've said so far. So therefore, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and make this the end of this one. But before I end this episode, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the fees. And we're going to go ahead and continue this episode topic on our next one, where we'll be talking about the possibilities of conflicting interests, and as well as the things that you should have on your checklist. Okay, so when it comes down to the fees, you guys, for the most part, lawyers in the industry do not take hourly rate basis. They are more likely to range if they do decide that. And what are the price range if they do decide to go hourly? Well, if they're a new attorney, they'll go ahead with $300 per hour. And if they're fairly experienced and they're very up there, it's $1,000 or more. Now, some lawyers may go ahead and go with this percentage of 5%. That's usually the percentage, you guys, 5%. While others may go with something that is called value billing. And that can also contain an hourly rate, which is also called retainer. Now, what is a value billing and what is a retainer? Well, that is basically a set monthly fee that is credited against the ultimate fee, or a flat fee that covers all the services that they did for you. Now, the value billing is exactly how it is said, value. And it's basically the lawyer's way of saying that you are paying me based on the size of the deal as well as my contribution to that deal. So that means that if they get X for you, then you'll pay them Y. And if they get you twice the X, then you'll pay them Z. You know what I'm saying? Well, all right, you guys. All I hope that you guys have is a great rest of your week. And look out for part 2 for this topic. And the quote of this week is by Martin Luther King Jr. You don't see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Oh, I hope that encouraged you guys, and I hope that the information that you guys heard today was really beneficial. So to keep update with what's going on in the show, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, and even on our YouTube channel, where we also post the episodes on there as well, or even the song covers that we do on that channel. Help support your girl, and I hope you guys have a great one. Tune in every week for a new episode here at Something Special Tracy. The instrumentals you are hearing are by YouTube producers DJ Freedom and Bastax.